Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Flying with Mike. Hang on. Hang on. There we go. Welcome into Flying with Mike. What a week it's been. Wow. Exhausted just about every night, so sorry for no midweek streams. But we're going to try to put two flights together today. Two flights, kind of, sort of. You'll get it here in the second half. If you didn't pick up on it in the announcement in Discord. We are getting ready to really just realized you all think we're flying what we did earlier in the week. Oh my goodness. I thought I had everything, and that's what I get always for thinking. Hang on, I'll get it changed. And I know it's not set over here, so bear with me. I thought I had it. I thought I was doing so good and getting up and going again early, only to be thwarted by me. And that means I need to change this as well. All right, there we go. Gotta love it. What did I say on Mondays? Mondays are like Mondays. Yeah. Well, guess what? Fridays can be like that too. And now I have the hiccups. Bear with me as I try to send them on their way. All right, I think I got everything sorted out here, making the final checks. There we go. All right. My apologies for all of that. I should have really, it's just staring right in my face, and I just, obliviously don't look at it. But as you can see, the guy ran for some reason. These guys are kind of crazy on the ramp. But anyway, we're in the WestJet LevelUp 737-700 in that NG series. We are going to fly from Winnipeg. And for those who may not be familiar with this, it's a great airport. I enjoy flying in and out of it a lot. Over to, and that's a place I think I've only been once or twice in my flight simming. Thunder Bay. That's right, thunder at the Thunder Bay. Be there. No, seriously. We're going to have some fun. It is Millennium Aviation's destination of the month. So they always have great ones. This one's one. I haven't done much. I know I see a bunch of other streamers out there do those. But I just never, ever thought to do one. And I'm glad Millennium made me. No. And I'm glad I did. They did, because it looks like a fun flight. It's not long. It's about an hour in flight, I believe. Yep, just a little over an hour. So let's get up in the cockpit and get going. Then we're on to the second flight. All right, so we're in a 737-700. Let me see where we stand on the loadout. Okay, we got 100% of our cargo and fuel in. Now I can already hear some going, Captain, we don't have LevelUp. We don't have X-Plane. How does that system work? It's pretty cool. It's kind of autonomous, if you will. Many of you have to push buttons to make things happen on your EFBs. Here, all we do, I'll just show you, we go from the home screen. If fuel and weight to airside. Next page, once you've got your flight plan generated in SimBrief, and then follow the instructions. There's a file you gotta have, or you have to download. Let me rephrase that. You download with your flight plan. I think that's how it still works. You then come here, you'll click in, load the OFB, which would bend down here, and then activate where it says cancel. And before you activate, double check your information. Now, my information is wrong, and I don't know if it's a LevelUp issue or not, but I can't change the amount of people. I think this aircraft should have hauled 160, much like the A319, maybe a couple more, just so that Boeing can say, see, we can haul more than you. But we only have 138 of them. The rest of it, well, no, that is weird. It kind of, that tells me then that we have loading weight differences between the two, which is fine. So we've got 138 people about to board, 5,391 pounds of cargo. By the way, on most of these smaller aircraft, that's your baggage. And you might get some mail or little parcels of cargo, but it's not often. Now, in the bigger airlines, WestJet could. Air Canada, maybe. But United, American, Delta, they could have a little bit of cargo. There really isn't a lot of room for it by the number of baggage, number of people. So you bump up to that max zero fuel weight, which is a good thing, pretty quick. So anyway, our zero fuel weight matched at 118,389 pounds. And they threw 15,210 pounds of go-go juice in it just to make sure we could make it. All right. Don't believe me? Well, we'll just do one better. Let's bring SimToolkit in. All right. So there's your flight, Winnipeg, way over here to Thunder Bay. And for some reason, I thought Thunder Bay was more north in the big lake there. Actually, is that Hudson Bay, I believe? Or is that's Superior? Okay. Hudson Bay is way up here then. Yeah, there's Hudson Bay. Okay. Sorry, folks. I got myself turned around. It's not, hey, that's what auto's for. Get me to the right destination. So long as I type it in right. But anyway, we're going to take off out of here. You see the route. Normally, I put it up in the music. So there you have it. RORMA, AXOMA, SIDPO, DEGVA, TIGAG 3 into runway 25. So now we will be taking a SID out of here. And folks, it's nothing super, oh my gosh, why didn't SimBrief pick this up? It's a straight out departure. That's all it is. So, whoopee. Technically, really don't even need to include it. But should an ATC controller come up, they'll go, oh, you're going to have to depart via the blah, blah, SID. And then they'll probably change the runway to the opposite just for fun. Anyway. Oh, here we go. Payload, 34,270. You can see the zero fuel weight and block fuel. All of that in this aircraft, other than the packs, are right up, and cargo. Taking off runway 31. I believe, you all can correct me, I believe that's their longer runway. That's the one I always end up landing on, so, which doesn't say much to what I just said because you don't need as much to land on as you do to take off. 13 will be our cost index, and we'll cruise. Hang on, let me double check the mileage. We might be able to, yeah, we'll be able to get 37 out of it. Weather here in the Winnipeg area. It is a nice, Winnipeg, could you really keep the, oh no, put the wildfires out, push that cooler air down here. Winds are out of the west at 13, perfect for 3-1. 64 degrees. And for those of you that live anywhere but the U.S., it's 18 degrees. A little bit of humidity, but just beautiful. We've got few clouds to worry about at 3,000 and 21,000. I mean, just spectacular out of here. Some of these remarks, I have no idea of what they mean. I'm going to see if maybe I can get a translation here. Hang on. No. Let's see. Yeah, we're not getting anything out of NavGraph on that one. Too complicated for even NavGraph to figure out. So I'm not even going to try. Over in Thunder Bay. We're looking at, again, winds 230 to 11. They're a little gusty there by the lake. 16, 20 miles visibility. See, I like this up in Canada. We get 20 miles, 15-mile, reports of visibility. United States, when it gets above 10, that's about all you get. However, we do now have a broken layer at 2,000. That wasn't there when I started about a half hour, 45 minutes ago. And a broken layer at 10,000. So, we got anything to help me on those remarks? Nope. Pressure rising rapidly. Density altitude 1,900 feet. So, it is 75 degrees. And it is 68 degrees, so that kind of helps bring that density altitude. I'm not even sure what Thunder Bay runs at, because you can't go by sea level just because there's water. 650 feet above sea level, 25. Yeah, definitely looks like a good runway. Wow. You look here and you're like, where in the heck am I gonna park? Holy mackerel. Bear with me. I'm going to get a parking chart put on here because A and B. Okay, let's see if I can. I think I know where we're talking. Right in here. Okay, got it. I see where I'm parking now. Anyway, it's a 7,300 foot runway. So that'll be fun. But again, pretty good day. If we had the ATCs up, you would see that here with VATSIM. I am on. Hang on. All right, I'm going to kind of pause here. My wife's getting a call, business call, so I'll be right back. All right. Sorry for that, folks. My wife, for those new to the channel, my wife works for a university, and when she gets a business call, she works from home. Somehow they let her work in my studio. I don't know how that happens. Oh, wait, she pays the bills. I guess that's why. But anyway, um, when she gets any calls, irregardless who it is, I go silent because none of that transactions, especially if it happens to be a student, needs to be telecast out to potentially the world. Uh, that's privacy, and that needs to stay private. So that's why we go mute. But we do try, as you heard, to keep going here. So in that vein, we are at the ELT. Everything's good. Heading status. Go to align. Go to align. You got 8 minutes when you set the selector to heading status. Tells you how long to alignment. Then go to nav and nav. So it's kind of a nice guide because Melvin Leroy, yeah, she pays the bills. Good morning to you, Melvin. Welcome in. Oh, I'm glad someone's paying attention. Oh, all right. So we're done here down to the middle. Just doing a quick take a look here. Since we're done fueling, let's go ahead, kick the APU over. See what kind of oil we find on the bottom. Yeah, very bad joke. I know, folks. Okay, I'm working my way up. It'll take it a few seconds. We're on ground power at the moment. Coming down. We'll keep everything good. Okay, probe heats off. Anti-ice off. Electric pumps off. Engine pumps on via the hydraulic system. Forward entry is open and the jetway is connected. By the way, that all is automatic in this aircraft. All right. Now, I have done something in my updates with ZBO, bringing that great information into the aircraft to where I don't see the objects anymore out there. I don't know what I did. I know one of these days I got to just sit down, kick it out, bring a fresh install in. I just always forget. All right, now on the 700, 737 700, those of you not familiar, this guy wasn't the first time either. There is no trim air. So you don't have to worry about that switch. Plus, you only have one recirculating fan, not two. Okay, down. Okay, everything else looks good. Today's flight, I think we said 37. Yeah, so we'll set 38. And I said 600 what for Thunder Bay? 650. All right, the APU is available. Bleed on. And then we go click. All right, and that just basically is just giving you a display of what the APU's generator is doing. Okay, got the cockpit lights set. Let's move on down to the east side. Oh, wait, let's move on up to the east side. Those that know the song of the Jeffersons. Okay, hang on here. We need CYWG. And today is odd day. CYQT. Now, you probably don't have to do that, but I do it so I can then continue on, get everything ready to go, come back, put that in. I'm going to go ahead, release the Kraken. Oh, the people, sorry. Same thing. And I always like to make sure they're coming aboard. And they're boarding. Okay. Give me 1%. There we go. All right. Finish this up here. We're not going to turn the seatbelts on just yet. And we've got the poo running. And here we go. Let's get the FMC up and going. All right. Again, I'm going to first set some things here. Map up a couple. Okay. Okay, I got everything set the way I want now. Hang on, let me make sure everything's okay. All right, there could be another break coming here shortly. Sounds like things aren't going the way they're supposed to where she works. So I'll leave that between her and them and press on as long as we can. So with the new ZBO, you can click Flight Plan Request. It's going to reach out to SimBrief, put the flight plan in. When it says you'll get load, activate, execute. Boom, all done. And at the same time, if this is the only downside to ZBO LevelUp, ZBO really, because it's working from ZBO at this point, SimBrief wins a lot of times are not available where we're flying. SimBrief, they work off a huge amount. Lends me to think you may have to pay for the other servers, hence why we pay for the aircraft we pay for, which not necessarily are running off SimBrief wins. So of everything that is so great, that is the only bummer I can find in this so far. And I've been flying it since 2011 ZBO, LevelUp just this year. And that's the only thing that, it is what it is. Okay, so we got all of this in here. If you don't believe me, there's our flight. Now let's go back and let's put in some information. Okay, we are going to take off runway 31. I stand corrected. That is not the long runway. It's 1836. However, we are not performance strapped, so we can run the 8,800 foot runway that's known as 31. And let's take the Winnipeg 3 departure. Again, there is nothing spectacular about this. It's just a straight out, like many of the Canadian departures, and then you're vectored to your first fixed. So you get to go direct, or unless ATC comes up. Okay, so we got that. We'll go back to route. Let's do it one more time since time could come in here as an essence. Let's check what we could encounter on our way to Thunder Bay. Sorry, my voice isn't like it normally is, or that might have had a little bit more to it. Well, Melvin, I'm glad to see you have it and have tried it. I can tell you this much, there hasn't been an update. Well, you know what? I will find out immediately. Where are you? There you are. There hasn't been any updates here of late since about June. My guess, and it's just that, folks, waiting on X-Plane 12 3.0, like all of us are with the weather radar updates coming, radar update coming, and a new airport. I am not going to give it away. You need to be tuned into X-Plane 12 to find out what that new airport will be that they're going to enhance. I wish I could tell Mr. Austin, I'll take a little kickback on that one. Yeah, I know what he'd say. You see that airplane sitting over there with the blade spinning? Just keep walking to it. Just kidding. Not a chance. Basically is what I'm saying. Just not a chance. Let's see. For runway 25. Oh, it's just our navs. All right, let's see. It looks like an RNAV Yankee, maybe Zulu would work here. Let's go with the Yankee. Yuck red. Where's the other? Oh, where's the other one? Oh, there it is. Okay. I was like, where? Because these are the turn-in ones. All right. So we're going to do the TIGAG 3 arrival. Well, first off, let's get over here on the other side. Anav Yankee, Tega, Euclid, execute. Okay, execute. Then we're going to just kind of scroll on down. All right, we're going to... Okay, wait a minute. Whoa. All right, what's the end? All right, we're getting it set up. All right, out the set. Perfect. All right, so we now have our legs in.
Give us a ring if you need anything.
Are we for sure? Oh, we are for sure. Okay, perfect. And basically when you do the load request here, all you're doing is you're just going to fill in the blanks from what the aircraft is. It's not doing any fancy schmancy stuff. This part's not fancy schmancy. It's just very nice, very helps alleviate some time constraints. But I do recommend, as always, double check. So 0 fuel weight, hang on. 118.38. Okay, I'll take 4. Flight level 370. I'll take. And the reserve for today. Okay, I don't have the cheat sheet, so we'll have to do this manually. Sorry, kids, going back to school today. Or yesterday, as in the case of my town. Okay, so to the alternate, which is actually back here, that's 5, 8, 8.8. Let's just do 8. Okay, we planned 15.2 on the fuel. Got that. Everything else looks good. Now click N1 and now go back to, and I'm going to go ahead. We'll show it to you only because, well, you know, most of you should know about this by now. Just go to SimBrief, take off performance, calculate, and there you have your numbers. So today's flight will take off with flaps 1, derate, let's see, where are we? Okay, so we're derating TO at 51. Let it do its thing. Okay, so TO is active, climb 2. Those are good for me. Now, one thing you'll find out, when we get to the next page and we click the flaps in here, the numbers will be different than what you see on SimBrief. It tells you why at the bottom. So don't go, well, which numbers do I go by? It's your call, pilot. Speeds increase to improve climb limits is what happens sometimes. So SimBrief is bumping them up to help you in the climb. Otherwise, go with what's there. It's really your call, Captain. So, but we can click CG. We can go to the next page, put in our runway wind, 270 at 13. Runway slope can be found on Sim Toolkit. In this case, it's up 1.0. So you put it in U 1.0, diagonal, heading on the runway 315. Now, if we were in rain or sloppiness with snain, snow rain mix, I call it snain. A lot of people do actually, it's not a phrase I coined. Boy, I'd be rich if that was the case. Oh, but anyway, wet or contaminated. You can then click the line select to set it. Select temperature 51, currently 18 degrees. We'll go with it. Come back. Put your flaps in. Flaps 1. I can tell you right now it was 138 in SimBrief. 140, 146. So you can see they're bumped up. But again, these numbers will work under QRH. I am going to go ahead and go 138, 140. Going to use what SimBrief gives me, 146. And then, not to get confused, turn those off. And we're just about ready to go. All we got left is the runway. First off, speed. 146 will be 156. I do V2 plus 10. We said 315 for the runway. And What did we say? 37,000? Oh, wait a minute. Well, currently with no ATC, I say 37,000. Okay, and then we'll kick a flight director on and a flight director on. Auto throttles will remain off. Fuel switch, let's go ahead. Fuel used, reset. Minimums, I'll go to 400. Okay, and the altimeter. 2996. Nice thing is set over here. Oh, by the way, for those curious, we'll eat up, hang on. Huh, doesn't say. Oh well, plenty of runway. Okay, so everything's set up here. All right, finally, moving on down to the east side. Speed brake levers down, flaps up, confirm 0. Landing gear lever down, confirm 3, green here. And for those who didn't catch it earlier, here, right there in the center of your screen, lower side. And start levers in the cutoff. That's just telling us everything's good. Now, hang on a second here. Oh, I totally misread that. Oh my goodness. I thought something wasn't kosher down below here. Okay. All set for everything here. All right, we are ready to roll out of here. We are on the GPU. Okay, we can turn ground power off. I'll be right back. All right. I'm sorry, folks. Uh, it's a rough day for the wife where she works. Anyway, so there is still a good chance I may need to mute during this flight or what's coming. All right, so we're ready for push. Now, we are in CTAF country, which means we need to get our butts on CTAF. Okay, to do this, you just type dot, period, whatever you want to call it, hit the dot symbol, CTAF, CTAF, Common Traffic Advisory Frequency. Then the ICAO 4-character identifier, boom, you'll get the frequency, in this case, 118.3. Now, if you want to listen into the ATIS, now I have to do some things because I never hear it over VATSIM, but I have it in Navcraft, so, and there is none. Or if there is, I have no idea what it is. But we're going to be taking off runway 31. Okay, and let's take a look outside. I think the jetway and everything's closed up, ready to go. Only thing needs to go are the chocks. All right, let's call better pushback. By the way, folks, this is free. May I say that again? Because there is not a lot of programs in flight simming that are free
Hey, Captain,
and that are this good. So, yeah. Let's start, I guess, here and end up here. I don't really know how they'd push back here.
Great news, Captain. Your tow's coming.
Okay, and survey says
All right. Looks like the doors and hatches are closed and we're ready to connect.
doors closed. Getting close to that. Oh, let me go back to it. Getting close to this. All right, we're just waiting on them to hook up and push us back. Appreciate it there, Melvin. Appreciate it. Great streams you always have. If you get a chance, you know, check him out. If you don't catch him on Twitch, like me, you can always catch him over there on the YouTube channel.
Welcome aboard, Captain. Tow's connected. Bypass pins inserted. Go and kill the parking brake when you're ready to go. Here comes the pushback. Light them up.
All right. Okay, we're lighting up.
Just about done here. Go ahead and set your parking brake. And we're disconnecting the tow. Give me just a moment.
All right, let's get that final generator on. That off. And we'll run on generator 2 today for our info. And APU off. All right, let's just run down the rest, get our hydraulics up and running. Fuel pumps are all on, hydraulics all
And we're
on.
disconnected. Signal and pin on the left. Take it easy and have a safe flight.
Okay. Let's see here. Probe heat, anti-ice packs. To auto. APUs off, flaps takeoff. And engine starts. 2 constraints. And landing lights. Not yet. Let's see, where am I? Reject and taxi. All right, Winnipeg traffic, WestJet 170, taxi to runway 31. Bear with me as I try to get my bearings here a little bit. Yeah, I got some yaw dampers to turn on. Okay, I see what we're doing. Okay, let me get up here, get our yaw dampers on, probe heat on. All right, and there we go. Oh, wow. We're going the long way. I thought I was further. Oh, my goodness. That's what I get for getting the lay of the land. I'm going to take the long way home. Yeah, I should have just gone straight. Oh well. The funny thing is I'd have everybody confused if I'm like everyone else. Taxiing via this, that, the other. Where are you? Oh, you're that WestJet taxing. Keep it simple. Yeah, I was thinking I was down here. Okay, let's do our before takeoff. Switches to continuous reject. We're going to extend, but not, oop, wrong ones. Extend, but not yet illuminate. Let's get the wing lights on.
Okay, the cabin is secured. Have a good flight.
Just in case I forget the one on takeoff. Okay, we'll go down to the end of hotel to Charlie and turn for the runway. Oh well. They'll get over it here in Winnipeg. If not, they'll get over it. Oh, look at that. There's Air Berlin here. Wow. I'm impressed. Not. Looks like Scandinavia. Oh no, is that FedEx? That's FedEx. I know yeah, it's interesting with these default aircraft to see what they put. A lot of times they're pretty close. Sometimes, I just don't think Air Berlin would be here. Just, a hunch with a 737. Anything bigger? That's a possibility. All right, here we go. We'll finish things up in a moment here. Winnipeg traffic, WestJet 170 departing 3-1 on the Winnipeg 3 departure.
80 knots. V1, rotate. Positive rate. Gear up. $400. 1,000.
'Kay, we're airborne. Okay, and Winnipeg traffic, WestJet 170 out of your area on the Winnipeg 3, over to Unicom. Okay, we're on course, 8,000 feet. And yeah, I really don't like that. Sorry, folks. I know a lot of you like bigger things like that. I like subtlety. Okay, we're about an hour out of Thunder Bay. All right, let's get those lights off. All right, hope you enjoyed that departure. We're through 12,000, headed for 37,000. Just a quick double check here. Wrong chart for what I was looking for. $18,000 should be the transition level. All right, no ATC to be found as of yet as we climb out. Pretty tranquil flight, I'm here to say. So hope you enjoy. Like I said, about an hour or so into Thunder Bay, and all right, we just set transition. The nice thing, if you all are not familiar with your 737-800s that come default with just about every sim, just click standard. If you set the altimeter, just click standard. Now, the cool thing is we can preset our altimeter setting so we don't have to sit there scrolling. We just hit standard again. I usually forget and end up scrambling to set it. Dog always cracks me up. 140-pound massive or mastiff shepherd mix. Every time he looks out the window, he always has to shake his head and his ears hit my desk or my wife's desk. Poor guy, so big. Bad thing is he doesn't know how big he is. And you started the pet, you better keep doing it. Rough life. Dog's rough life. So, keeps nudging me. Keep it up. Keep petting me. Go lay down, bud. So, now he got a burst of energy. All right, so I hope y'all enjoy, and we're just going to keep on climbing here. We are in full climb. If you would have been paying attention, and I would have to help show you, when the aircraft reaches certain parameters on their engines performance that they have set in, they will step to the next, or down, or up, however you want to say it, to the next level. For instance, if we were set climb 2, you see it now as climb. You would have watched it go from 2 to 1, wash out to climb, as they meet that EPR or N1 requirement. EPR is different, I know, but in this case, I just happened to look and it was N1. And we can go ahead and turn the auto brake off. Pretty certain we're not going to reject a takeoff at 23,000 feet. Pretty sure of it. Although, strange things happen. Now, between this aircraft and Zibo, there are some big differences. Okay. Besides the fact Zibo only does the Dash 800. Zibo has the ability to where you would see people, albeit scary, kind of sometimes looking. But yeah, people in the seats. And voices, not in your head. They are actually coming from the computer. And some people will go so far as to do the interiors as well. But they can do that on LevelUp. That's all. The last part, that's all in how you set up your paint, your livery for an aircraft. But it's a really nice done. I mean, kudos. I mean, LevelUp's doing a good job. I'll be honest, I don't fly the Dash 700s much. I only chose it today. I'm just trying to back off here. No, it's not going to show. Okay. I didn't know if they had the fasten seatbelt and no smoking up there or not. But yeah, I mean, it's a good cabin. I mean, the many that have flown a 737-700, that's it. I don't know if there's supposed to be anything on the screens or not. I'll be honest, the last 737 flight, I don't remember anything on the screens, and that was a Dash 800 for American. So, pretty sure the doors will stay on the aircraft. No guarantees. But yeah, I mean, it's just that's the nice thing. Most developers today, be it whatever sim you fly, they're at least putting this in here. The only disappointment was for me, the 727, which they did not in X-Plane. Let's take a look here. What do we have? I saw this from the Bach. I better not be able to click. But anyway, it's a nice thing. On our flight, we did a couple of years ago to Mesa, Arizona on Allegiant. We watched the flight attendant, similar kind of panel, doing what they do. Hang on a second. All right. Let me see how we're doing here. Thinks we gonna make it. Not sure with the latest updates why I am not. That's why. How did that get unchecked? I was trying to figure out why I couldn't see my flight route in Elevatech. Now I know why. Now, if you're new to Flying with Mike here on Twitch, and you haven't followed us, hey, we'd love for you to follow us. What that will do, first off, it's free. Secondly, if you have notifications active, will give you an email letting you know we're going to go live, or we are live. Let me rephrase that. We are live. If by chance you're watching this over on YouTube when we upload it, we would love for you to click subscribe there. It is very similar to follow. It is free. If you did not know that. Again, if you tip the notification bell, you'll be alerted when a new email drops, or a new email, or new video drops. Also, you can thumbs up, like it, all of that. We love that, folks. If you make a comment on YouTube, we'll respond. I read them all, and I try to hit and respond all of them. I think I've missed a couple, and my apologies if I did. Sometimes I get hit with so many I lost track. So, but thank you for the support. Thank you for all that you've provided us. And we encourage you to hit the follow button here on Twitch. Twitch is where you will find Flying with Mike live. YouTube is where you'll see us when we've uploaded a video. Now, they'll be available on Twitch, but for just a few days. Or few streams. I forget how that works. We're not flying as heavy as we used to. Earlier this year and most of last year, we were without a job. So I was streaming a whole lot more in hopes of trying to offset the missing income, which, as I kind of figured it wasn't even a drop, a drop in the bucket. It was a drop in the bucket, basically, is what it was. That's what I'm trying to say. So, but it helped. And sometimes God works in mysterious ways. I didn't know a Twitch payout was coming my way a couple of days ago. Lo and behold, there was a payout. I didn't realize that. Thank you. Thank you to all that subscribe and donate and the biddies. We sure appreciate it. So, but anyway, we enjoy just getting up here, flying with you all. This has been a very physically hard week on my body where I work. Mostly, I will say, and please don't take this in a way it could, self-inflicted, meaning I caused it, not work employers. I did some things that I know I was basically trying out something to see if it would help the floors any better. It did, but it's very strenuous. And so that's what I mean by self-inflicted. It was all me. And yeah, I'm paying the price today, my day off. Tomorrow we'll be back at it, but then Sunday, Monday, we'll try to mend what couldn't mend today. All right, we got about 24 minutes to Thunder Bay. I am going to use the restroom real quick. I'll be right back, and we'll get set up for top of descent. Let me make sure we're not on top of it. Okay, we're not. I'll be right back. Give me about 5 minutes.
Thousand to go. All right, folks, back with you. Okay. And by the way, the volume is up because so many of you said they can't hear it. So you should have heard that. All right. Thunder Bay. 19 minutes out. I cannot believe we have 50 miles. Okay, 50 miles. Let me look at our descent requirements. If any, we're coming out to here 5,000 by there. Okay, nothing by TIGAG. $5,000. Okay, let me double check our RNIP. 5,000. Perfect. Okay, so yeah, Euclid at 5,210. All right, that'll work for me. All right, now built into both ZBO and LevelUp is we don't have takeoff performance, although we have a page. It doesn't open to the next page. However, we do have the landing performance, and I said we're landing on how long of a runway? 7,300 feet. I think I will do that. All right, we'll land runway 25. Dry wind. Currently 210 at 10. I show a temperature. Why are we over speeding? Temperature is 26. And the barometric pressure 29888 equates to 1011. Brakes, we'll go 3. Speed brake, reverse, and landing weight estimation is 127.7. We'll add 5. And this little caret here is what we were looking for to be able to go to a page 2. Oh, brakes 3 is a good one. Put us down about, if we do everything right, about 1,500, 1,600 feet down the runway, and then we'll taxi our way back. So yeah, VREF will be 137 right now at flaps 40. Okay, let's get our descent set to 5,000. All right, once you have your altitude set, those new to this type of aircraft, there are a couple of ways in which you can start the descent. Hang on, there's 5,000. That'll get us down to Euclid. At 5,000, we'll have to slow it to 210. But once you set that, okay, now you could just click altitude intervene, or, and I recommend this outside the US, go to the descent page, DES. Now, if you're in ZIBO or possibly PMDG, there is a chance you have the other version where that'll say VNAV. Click VNAV, next page will put you on it. First thing you want to check. Well, first thing is click forecast. Now, if you're anywhere but the most of North America, it's going to be flight level 18,000 for transition. Europe and other places could be specific country, could be specific city. Germany is very well known that Frankfurt could have one transition, Hamburg another, Berlin another. You know, pick your airports. Munich, a different one. So you got to read the ATCs if they're available. If they're not, set what the chart says. Anyway, so transition's correct. Let's request wins. Maybe we'll get some, maybe we won't. Okay, load them, and this is when we find out if there are no wind data. And that's, like I said, that's the one thing that irritates me because it relies on SimBrief. And you can click descent now here and she'll start her descent. Why are we in the doldrums so quickly? just noticed we were at 190 there, folks. One other thing, and I just showed how quickly this can go to where it ticks you off. We were at 200. Okay, 200, 190, somewhere in that ballpark. When you're in cruise, you may think you're cruising at 0.78 when you're actually not. When controllers, especially 737 drivers, PMDG, ZBO, defaults, doesn't matter. Always watch your speed. That I fell prey to right now. Great example just happened. Speed up. You're not flying what you think you are. If you're not sure, check your charts, check your sim brief, go into the flight plan, see what the Mach number is supposed to be. It is a column, and I think all of them. And make sure you're doing it. Now, right now, we're in the descent, so it doesn't matter. But it can in cruise, because two of us in an event from Memphis to Indy, just short trip, had a 737 in front, told twice, speed up, twice, ignored, and we had to divert onto different courses so we wouldn't overtake. In my case, if a controller, you overtake him, he can deal with the wake turbulence. So yeah, 737 pilots, be very mindful of your speed. Always be watching it. I mean, these newer aircraft make it so easy, but yet our minds can wander and we don't pay attention like we should. As you just saw me do what I just preached to not do. Okay, enough. Get off that soapbox. All right, let's get into the descent here. We're about 10 minutes out.
Okay, the cabin is secured. Have a good flight.
I know there's a switch for that. I got to figure out where it is in the menu later. All right, let's keep our speed up. All right, we are not very far out. Thunder Bay, probably where all those clouds are since we were told a broken layer. One more look at the weather here in Thunder Bay. 20-mile visibility now scattered at 2,200, broken 6,500. So it's a VFR day, very windy VFR day.
Wind, well, can only factor in if it blows out of your crosswind component. So at that point, you stay on the ground anyway. It doesn't matter crystal clear skies or fogged in. So, but 210 at 10, gusts to 16, hard to say. I mean, there are ways to calculate it. All right, 2988. Let's go ahead, preset. Two 2988. All right, you could have set that at top of descent whenever, that way. Like I said, when we get to 18,000 feet here, I'll just hit the button. And we'll verify the seatbelts are on and wing lights. Okay, we are set and ready for arrival. One other thing we need to set while we have a couple minutes. VREF is going to be 131. And we set over here. $137. Perfect. All right, there's 18,000. Click standard, and it just went straight to it. All right, we're going to begin our slowdown here. All right, according to everything, we should make our mark at 5,000 feet before Yuckrid, and we'll make sure we're slowing to 210 here in a minute. Now, these dots right here are supposed to be where the aircraft will adjust for deceleration and then back into the descent. We'll see what happens. See how it's starting to flatten it out? Okay, the chart says maximum 210, not at 210. So that'll allow me to slow a little bit. Let me use the speed brakes again. Okay, here we go.
Thousand to go.
As soon as I can see the runway. Got it. Oh, I didn't switch. Thunder Bay traffic. Sorry, not uncommon traffic. Landing 25. WestJet 170. Speed brakes arm, gear 3 green, flaps 40, auto brake set, and speed brake set.
1,000.
There's the pappies.
500. Approaching minimums. 400. Minimum. 300.
Landing.
500. 100. 50. 40. 30. 20. 10.
Dang, that was hard.
Knots.
That was a hard landing. Weird looking clouds. All right, hang on just a second, folks. We'll taxi in just a moment. All right, getting marching orders from the missus. All right, we'll just take this. You know what? I don't like that one. Too much stuff in it. Oh, I don't think these will work anyway.
Okay, parking brake set, APU on. All right, welcome to Winnipeg. Wow, we went a long distance in an hour. Welcome to Thunder Bay. Okay, we're unloading the passengers, and again, one of the things, very poor. I would agree, very poor. Wait a minute, what did it say about approach? Approach rating average. Landing poor. Okay. Alrighty, and you know, Scandinavia, I think, is sitting next to us. Boy, they're a little out of their turf. I don't even think they could make Thunder Bay in that plane without a stop. Anyway, let's get up here, finalize everything. Any collision off. All right, we are set here. Let's step outside again. American Eagle sitting in the forefront. Not sure who that is. Blurred out though is all get out. I don't know why they, that happens. But anyway, they probably don't know either. But anyway, yeah, we're in Thunder Bay. The bay is that away. All right, let's bring in, well, let me take a look here. Pirate filed. Why don't we get noise anymore? They got us at, scrolling down. Yeah, no, don't buy it. They say 224 feet a minute at 132. I'll give the 132 knots a try. But 224 on the feet per minute? Nah, no. I will probably more believe the what's coming from Sim Toolkit, if not Elevatech as well. All right, let's look at it from Elevatech. That was weird. Is that true? Hang on a second. That's gate 3. How come I had 1B? That was weird. Anyway. Chalk it up to being a weird flight. All right, let's first get Elevatech. Oh, there it is. It is in there. Maybe you saw that down there. Very confused.
Let's zoom in and see if the confusion is answered. Ah, well, they've actually numbered them 1, 2, 3 this way when they're 1, 2, 3 this way. But I'm pretty close. I think I chose 1B, but I'm actually 1C. All right. Well, they show the touchdown point in front of the landing zone. I think I can buy that. We'll find out with a better source. Okay, let's look up the flight. 240 feet a minute. I had to have bounced, is all I can say. 127, I believe that speed a little more than what they were getting us at Mac Air, 130 something, 34 I think it was. And 1.3, it's a stretch, but yeah, and I did say 1B. Okay, so, and you could see that's about all you get here, folks. Now, one thing I did notice, they do show where you touch down here. So, okay, I'm going to give a little kudo to LevelUp. Thank you. Up top here in the, right before the people, that's bad. But I get it. We all need, what's the word I'm looking for? We all need to make sure we're, I guess, I hope this doesn't come out crass, rewarded for what we've created. Is that too bad of thinking? Anyway, so that's cool. I'm glad to at least see that. Thank you for hearing me on that finally. Because I still use Sim Toolkit over this. Now, the other nice thing is it does say you departed 12, arrived 1B, before you put that in prior to departures. So, Okay, let's get LevelUp out of here and get Sim Toolkit in here, which I think is the most accurate for this flight. Landing rate 421 at 127. I'll buy that one more than I will Smart Cars, more than I will LevelUp. That one, I think, just by hearing it, feeling it, having to kind of force it to the ground. Yeah, I get it. Literally, I had to kind of push that yoke, push that stick a little to get it to stick onto the runway. It just wasn't wanting to come down. I think the flaps and the wind had a lot to do with it. All right, so let's get in here. Initially, there's the run, looks good. And here's what we're used to. Thankfully, LevelUp now is showing you on the runway where you landed. I still like the report off here. So 421, I think, is more respective of that landing at 127. And let's see if we're in the neighborhood with where they show. Yep, pretty close. All right, 2,300 feet down. Keyword here, 7,300 feet. We only had 5,000 feet to stop. So we actually got stopped and a little back taxi on the runway here to this entry, and that's runway 30. We were trying. I was going to see if I could make it, but the plane, I wasn't about to. All right, number wise, you can see we had the nose down. Yeah, because I could have landed on the nose gear. So yeah, a lot of bad things, but 421 is never good. but it's acceptable and it will get approved. So overall, it's not bad. We had an upslope of about 2 degrees, 0.2 degrees. We were 6.5 feet right of the center line. Yeah, I'll buy that. And an overall mediocre landing. All right. Well, at this juncture is when we are going to, for Twitch, take a quick break. Everyone can use the restroom, grab some drinks, lunch, dinner, and we're going to set up for some island hopping. For those of you on YouTube, this will conclude our video for today for this flight. To catch the next portion of the stream, there'll be a second video released, and you'll be able to watch it. All right, so I want to say thank you to all that showed up. Melvin, Leroy, thank you so much. Thank you for the kind words and all. We appreciate you. Great. Folks, I can't say it enough. If you're looking for someone during the week, or even if I'm not able to come up on the weekends, check him out. He's a good pilot, learning to fly himself. If I understood right, I don't think he has a private pilot yet, but I think he's working towards it. And check him out. He does a lot of more in the general aviation world, especially more of, and when he gets into the commercial world here, he's more of the historical type, like your 727s. I don't think I've seen him fly a 727, but the type of air, that kind of decading, A300, I have seen him in, and the 747. And it was nice to hear he's going to try ZIPO out again. Now this, by the way, folks, before we head out, this is not ZIPO. Let me explain. This is LevelUp 737NG. That's November Golf. Okay. This version of this aircraft is compatible with the ZIPO modifications. I am not going to go into how you do it because I think I screwed it up. And that's why I think I got to reload the aircraft. But it's free. Just like ZIPO is free. All you had to do was buy the sim. Once you had the sim, you can then put the ZIPO into the, put that ZIPO aircraft in here and just sit there and go, this is free? Yeah. You can actually pick your jaw up a couple times and just go, oh my gosh, because you're going to be blown away that I think it's better than PMDG. And I have flown PMDG. Now, not in the 2 new sims, 2020, 2024, for that other side. But I have flown a lot of hours in it in FSX, and I'm here to tell you, it, to me, blows the socks off of PMDG, besides the fact being free. That in itself is an amazing feat, to get that much quality in an aircraft and it to be free. So it is a really good. The only big differences I think you'll see between ZIPO and the PMDG product, they may have some more telemetry on their FMC that's at their fingertips that we don't have yet with X-Plane. But beyond that, folks, they just got, by the way, an EFB in the last few months. That's been on the plane since I started flying it in 2020 with X-Plane 11. I don't know how far back it goes. So now I know PMDG's philosophy back in the day was to put it all on the FMC, but the EFBs are an amazing tool. So it's a shame it took so long for them to finally get it, but especially, anyway, we're not going to get into the money side. It's, yeah. So anyway, y'all have a phenomenal weekend. And Twitch folks, hang tight. We're going to take about a 5-10 minute break here. I got to do a couple of things, plus a couple of things for the sim. But YouTube folks, thank you for joining us. Thank you for watching. Again, if you're on YouTube, hit that subscribe button. If you liked what you saw, hit that thumbs up. If you're new to Twitch, man, we'd love you to follow the channel so you know when we go live the next time with an email. That'll wrap it up, folks. Y'all have a great day. Twitch, hang tight. We'll be right back. Y'all have a great, wonderful day. God bless, and we'll see you on the next flight.